Today we're looking at an easy yet delicious recipe that you can prepare the night before and enjoy as a family for those special occasions. Hi, my name's Jeremy, and today I want to share with you another family favorite of ours. It's something we enjoy on Sabbath mornings, Saturday mornings when we're getting ready for church. It's called Chia oat pudding. It's healthy, it's quick, and I think your family will enjoy it too. Hi, and welcome back to the kitchen. Today, I want to share with you a recipe that is simple and nutritious, and one that your whole family, I feel certain, will enjoy. We particularly like to enjoy this recipe on Sabbath mornings when we're getting ready for church, and it's just tasty, quick, and you can also add all sorts of items to it to make it a treat and sort of unique to each family member. So to begin with, this recipe is going to call for 6 cups of milk. Now, we're going to only put 5 cups in because after it's sat for the 8 hours or overnight, we're going to add a can of light coconut milk. That'll give it just sort of a creamier texture, but I don't have milk on hand, or at least I don't have enough milk. So I want to show you, before we make the chia oat recipe, just a simple way to make milk when you don't have it. Now, my wife showed you a few episodes back how to make soy milk, and that is probably her preferred method for, or preferred choice for making chia oat pudding. But soy milk takes a little longer, and when you're in a hurry, you're in a hurry. So I'm just going to show you how simple it is just to make some quick milk. Now, normally I would strain this milk, but given that this is going to be a pudding and that it's not something I'm going to really drink, I'm just going to go ahead and put a cup of almonds in 5 cups of water. And I think, again, there's no real right, this is not a recipe per se. All I'm showing you is that you just put some almonds in there and then you put some water, and you can put some salt if you like, although I'm not going to for this deal. I'm just quickly wanting some milk. So I'm going to put that in there, and you know, I think just because I've got it sitting here, I'm just going to put a dash of vanilla, just a dash. The recipe is going to call for vanilla. So again, this is excellent way to get milk quick when your recipe calls for it. Now, I'm going to just turn it on. Hold on. Okay, so I just had 5 cups of water in here, and that's what I needed for my recipe. I put a little over a cup of almonds. A cup would probably have been enough, but it's not an exact science. I think it might be just a little creamier maybe if I put a little extra almonds. I'm not going to filter it, so it's going to have a little bit of those bits, but hey, that's just going to make this recipe all the more nutritious, because I'm going to have what is essentially a little over a cup of almonds in this batch of chia oat pudding. So I'm going to let that sit there for a moment, and then the next item you want is, because we want 6 bananas. Now these are, of course, very ripe bananas, which makes it all the better because I don't want to have to add any sweetener much. Now this, you can add, and this is optional, but you can add you can add, just to taste, a little maple syrup if you like. But frankly, if your bananas are ripe enough, it just is it's just up to you. But these are really ripe bananas. They're good sized bananas. My wife sometimes, when she's making this, will take extra banana and put in there. So maybe 7 bananas if they're not real big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you want to just use up that last one, you can. I'll save that for another recipe. And throw away the skins there. Now, it's really handy if you've got a KitchenAid or some type of mixer handy, because that way you can stir those bananas up without having to mash it by hand. So just kind of stirring those up really good. And then we're going to slowly add our 5 cups of milk, which we've just made. And look at that, all frothy. And we're going to add the 5 cups. Again, it's been pre-measured, so 5 cups milk. 6 cups if you're not going to use a can of coconut milk. This recipe allows for a lot of wiggle room, so you can do it as you will. Now you got to really be careful here because it could start sloshing around if you're not careful. So I'm going to add it slowly and just add my milk. Oh boy, hit the wrong button, excuse me. Probably should have the guard on here, but hey, we'll see what we can do here. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of the milk later. I need to get some oats in there, otherwise we're going to have a big mess. So I'm going to add 2 cups of oats to this, so that way they're getting their oatmeal, you see, without, and we're going to use rolled oats, okay, not quick oats, we're using rolled oats. So I'm going to put 1, and then I'm going to put 2 cups. Now again, you don't have to be an exact science on this, just get it in there. Now I'm going to turn it on a little bit more so we can try to mix that in a little bit. There, now it's not so splattery. So I've got, whoa, it is, sorry. I should put the guard on. Now I'm going to try to add the rest of that milk. Let's be real careful here. Again, I didn't filter this milk, so I'm getting the whole almond in there. Okay, and I'm getting a little messy here. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'll finish adding that in a minute. But I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of chia seeds. Now chia seeds are really good for you. I would say if I had to take my pick, I would still choose a flax seed over a chia seed. But and really, to be honest with you, to get the full value of the nutrients in this, you really have to put it in a smoothie of some kind and blend it up. That's where you're going to get the maximum omega-3s and so forth. Otherwise, it might be somewhat negligible because these could just pass right through you. But added but hey, they're not going to be bad for you, and they're still going to have some fiber and what have you. So we got the chia seeds in there, okay, and then we're going to go ahead and just add the rest of our ingredients. We're going to put a teaspoon and 1/2 of vanilla. Okay, try to do a 1/2 here. So we put a vanilla, just pure vanilla in there, and then we're going to put a little bit of salt, and I didn't get my salt. And it just calls for a pinch. So I'm going to put, I have this, I think my mom gave us this, and it says a pinch of joy. So we take it to mean that that's about a pinch. We're going to put 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to put 5. Well, we'll go ahead and do 6. So we got the salt in there. We got everything but the rest of this milk. So let's see if I can do this without spilling. I should probably just put the guard on, but we'll just try this. Okay. I'm going to put the rest of the milk. Okay, so we've got this all together, and you know what? I think you could just use 1 more banana. So I'm going to put that 1 more banana. Again, it calls for 6, but I like bananas, and I probably, my wife would say, you should have done that at the beginning, and I should have. But I'll try to stir it in without making too much mess. Oh boy, here it goes. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to set it in the refrigerator overnight. And then after 8 hours or overnight, I'll be back to show you how to add the coconut milk and your maple syrup, and that will give us our final product. Okay? So we'll be right back. Okay, so it's been 8 hours. Cleaned up a little bit, and let's check that chia oat pudding. Okay, so it's good and cold, and oh boy, let me get a spatula here and show you. It's kind of like a pudding, and it looks good, doesn't it? Now, remember, we needed to add a little bit of milk, so we're going to put this into into the KitchenAid, and we're going to put some coconut milk, light coconut milk, so we can reduce some of that fat. And you don't have to do this. You can just use 6 cups of whatever plant-based milk you like to use. Again, my wife recommends soy, but I didn't have it, so I used almond. But she also recommends the light coconut, or not oil, but coconut milk. You get it in a container. It just says light coconut milk. This is the Thai Kitchen brand. And I'm just going to pour this whole can in there because I only added 5 cups of milk when the recipe calls for 6. And even though this is a little bit more than a cup, I don't know, how much is this? This is about 1.5 cups. This will just give it a nice creamy texture. And so we're going to add this little bit to it. You don't have to stir it long, just get it mixed in. And remember, I had some banana chunks in it that needed some attention. So hopefully that'll break that down a little bit. Let me get some things to add to this to give you some examples, okay? Let's see, just a second. Let's open that up. Yeah, that's looking good here. Now, I'm just going to show you. Now, we like to have this for like a Sabbath morning treat. And I'm just going to dish some of this in there. And what we do is you leave it like this, and then you just set out all these amendments. And you don't have to have the amendments. If you want to just try this, you can. I'm just going to try it by. That's good. That's good. I think if you can let it just rest overnight, it's probably the best, but this is really good. I think it could probably sit just a little longer. It's been 8 hours, but it's excellent. Now, again, you could just put a little bit of raisins in it, and then you could put some, walnuts, because walnuts are good. You need to have a little bit of walnuts each day to kind of help your cholesterol levels. It's actually beneficial to have walnuts for your cholesterol, contrary to what you might think. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of cranberries in there, and maybe just a hint of these carob chips. We treat this as these are really good. We get these at the Mennonite store, and enjoy that. Then I'm just going to put some pumpkin seeds in here, and that will give me some more added nutrients. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of sunflower seeds, because hey, this way we're getting all sorts of variety. And you've just turned this chia oat pudding, and again, that's about how much it makes. I don't know if you can see in there, but this chia oat pudding has almonds, because we made almond milk, or you could use soybeans if you wanted to make soy milk. And then it has chia seeds, has all these nutrients in it. But then look, I've put all of this inside and now it gives it a little bit of texture. And that's what we like as a family. And oh, I forgot to put the maple syrup in there. That's optional. I never actually put it in this. It could probably use a little if you want it a little sweeter, but this is really sweet enough. If you'll remember, I use really ripe bananas, so really sweet. So one more for the road. I really like the texture. So if you want to add some of those amendments, if you will, let the family pick what they like. It kind of gives them sort of a opportunity to kind of amend the recipe, if you will. I hope you enjoy it. Let us know what you think in the comments. We'll see you next time. Well, there you have it. The recipe is simple, and I hope you'll try it. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and give us any suggestions you might have. Also, if you liked today's presentation, please consider giving us a thumbs up, subscribing if you haven't done so yet. If you'd like to be notified when new videos arrive, just click on that bell and you'll receive an alert next time we post a video. So enjoy the chia oat pudding, and join us next time as together we explore greener pastures.